Here. If you followed me at all, if you've watched my videos, if you read my blogs, you know that I'm a huge fan of leverage. Now, you're probably thinking first and foremost of financial leverage. And yes, financial leverage is a huge part of building wealth and net worth and cash flow, passive cash flow to freedom. It's a huge part of the blueprint that I followed in my life and a huge blueprint that I've shown my other Freedom Founders members. But leverage is in other ways also very, very applicable, not just financial. What other types of leverage am I talking about today? I'm talking about time leverage. I'm talking about human capital leverage. That's right. Using the time, talents, resources, expertise, experience of other people. A lot of us who are rugged individualists, hard drivers, learned in life early that hard work and a work ethic was very important, and it still is today, no question about it. But trying to do everything ourselves, trying to control it all because we're afraid to give up something to somebody else because for fear of they might not do it right, do it well. Those are a lot of times issues of leadership and issues of finding the right person. Here's a case in point. At my last mastermind with my elite Freedom Founders members, I asked a question. I said, how many of you currently have a VA, that's a virtual assistant, an EA, an executive assistant, or a PA, a personal assistant? They're all assistants. It's just a PA, personal assistant, usually someone who's there with you in your office or close by. VA, virtual or executive assistant, can be, again, virtual is going to be outside. Virtual EA, executive assistant, could certainly be in your office. Doesn't matter. The point is these are people, assistants, who have skill sets that are really good at getting things done and organizing people like me and probably a lot like you. So why aren't my elite members using any kind of assistant? Well, because they still got a blockage in terms of how do I do it? Where do I go to find one? How do I make this happen? Because it's not in our wheelhouse. It's not what we've learned to do. We've just learned to take things on by ourselves. Just if there's something to be done, I'll just do it. It's faster if I do it myself. Yes, sound like the same kind of talk you give yourself. It's a talk I gave myself for many years until I just finally got to the point where I've got to make this work. Now, you may not get it right with the right person right out of the gate, but don't let that stop you, because I'm telling you, if you want some real leverage in your life outside of financial leverage, that is leveraging your time, your skill set, giving you more freedom in your life so you can focus on the things that are important to you, work, family, investments, whatever it is, you've got to have someone who can organize your life. And if you're a visionary, if you're a CEO type like I am, organization and detail is just not something that you and I are going to spend much time on. I mean, I appreciate it, but I'm not going to go do it. And to have someone that can follow my lead. Now, there's lots of ways to work with an assistant. I'm not going to go into that today. That could be a subject of many more blog posts that we can get into. But just getting in your mind the fact that if you're not currently working with some kind of an assistant, and it doesn't have to be full time, start out with a few hours a week. It's easy to find those people, particularly virtual. Even if you've got a brick and mortar practice day, you can have a virtual assistant that can manage your email communications, can manage your scheduling, if it's not within your practice or your business, but other scheduling, travel arrangements. They can do all kinds of stuff for your personal and business life, investment life, paperwork, financial stuff. They can do a lot of stuff. You've just got to get started. Again, there's ways to do that. I know you probably still got some hesitation, some fear about that. Start with the easy stuff. Start somewhere. Go out to some of the virtual assistant platforms, executive assistant platforms. They're all online. They're all forms. You can find, there's teams that set those up. They'll set you up with one, and if it doesn't work out, they'll give you another one. What's the risk for you to start this out and do it a few hours a week? There's extremely low risk. What's the upside reward? Potentially huge. I'm telling you, huge. I couldn't do without my executive assistant, Lindsay. Today, I could not do without her. I would probably go crazy. I learned to depend upon and utilize her expertise, resources, organizational skills to a great extent, but I had to step into it one step at a time. I'm challenging you to do the same thing. If you want a huge leverage point in your life to move the needle, to really make a difference for you, you've got to get some assistance. Executive assistant, virtual assistant, personal assistant, I don't care which one you get. Start somewhere, do it today. Remember, it's all about your freedom. See you next time.